Welcome back, everybody, to episode 14 of the Road to 10% Body Fat. The final episode of the Road to 10% Body Fat? We're about to find out right now. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us grow. Leave a comment. Share the video. All these things to help get us into that sweet algorithm, so more people can see me in my underwear later on. All right. Straight to it, guys. When you last saw me, I had just come off of a DEXA scan. I was hoping to be somewhere between 12 and 15%. It came back at 12%. I was pumped. I was like, yes, home stretch, last 2%. I was 88.5 kilos for that scan. I then lost 2 more kilos. I got down to 86.5, and I was like, surely, if you base it off what I've seen so far in terms of lean mass and fat mass losses, 2 kilos, I should be at 10%. I should be sub 10%. Now, keep in mind, at 12%, I didn't have a six-pack. Some people have full-blown six-packs at 12%. If you have a six-pack at 12%, shame on you, all right? Making us all feel like trash. I didn't have one. I barely had the top 2 abs poking out at 12%. Anyhow, lost 2 more kilos, still didn't have a six-pack, but I was like, you know what? I got long legs, long arms, a short torso. That's just where my fat is coming off last. So maybe I don't have a six-pack, but surely I'm at 10%. Anyhow, I go in for my DEXA scan. I get all excited. I take my clothes off. I lie on the table. I get my results. 11.2%. I was like, you kidding me? You kidding me? I'm about to break this DEXA scan machine. Are you for real? That's what I was feeling, okay? I had the feeling that maybe I was a little dehydrated going into that scan because from the 2 kilos that I lost, 1 kilo was lean mass. It was about 2.5, it was about 3 weeks after the scan before. And I highly doubted that I lost, a full kilo of lean mass, of muscle mass, in those 3 weeks. So I had the feeling that I was just a bit dehydrated, but it still said 11.2. So I didn't do a video because I was pissed off. I was not enjoying myself anymore. I was like, come on, almost 9.5 months, and it only went down by point. Anyway, back to the grind. The final few weeks, I dropped another kilo. So I went back in at 85.5 kilos for my final DEXA scan. And let's pull up the results right now. Bit picture in picture. Look at this. 9.36%. Ooh-wee. Look at that lean looking body right there. That's what I'm talking about. Sub 10%. Sub 10%. And this is why BMI is hot trash. Sub 10% puts me in like 1% of the population. And it still says that I'm barely not overweight on BMI. It doesn't take into account lean mass, right? So don't worry about BMI if you're ever doing body composition. Worry about your actual percentage. But there you go, 9.36% on DEXA. My total body mass was about 85.5 kilos. Total fat mass about 8 kilos. And lean mass looking at about 77.6 kilos. As we go down to compare, which is actually a really interesting thing. So you can see this was that one anomaly one. Everything else seemed to be in a pretty good line. This is, of course, fat mass here on the left. This is lean mass. Dipped down a little bit, came back, and it stayed more or less the same. But if we want to look at fat mass, lean mass, total mass, and body fat percentage, I started off at 32.2 kilos of fat mass. Now, this was at 113.5 kilos. Remember, I went up to 117.8 before I actually started this process. So I really lost it says, if I look at total mass, I've lost 28 kilos. On MyFitnessPal, I've actually lost 33 kilos. More or less to get to this weight. Looking at lean mass, I went from 77 kilos down to 73. So I actually only lost about 4 kilos of lean mass, which is really good. It's about 10, 12% of my total weight loss. there's actually some literature out there that shows that generally when people lose high amounts of weight, so significant decreases in body weight mass, they'll lose anywhere between 20 and 35% lean mass for a few reasons. And you can see the one anomaly that I had where I dropped a lot of lean mass was when I hurt my neck and I didn't train for 6 weeks and I was still at a calorie deficit. It just shows the importance of making sure if you are losing weight and losing fat, you have to be training. Otherwise, your body will metabolize your muscle mass, your lean mass. So in terms of tips for retaining lean mass, high protein in the diet, I was aiming for at least 2 grams per kilo of body weight. And towards the end of this process, I was bumping that up closer to 3 grams because I was really paranoid that I was going to lose too much lean mass as I was having less fat mass to lose. So between 2 and 3 grams of protein per kilo of body weight is what I was having. I was training in the gym 4+ times a week, making sure that I got those weights in. And I wasn't doing crazy hard cardio because remember, if you do a lot of endurance work, you will metabolize some of your muscle mass as well. So it was literally just the walking was my fitness, walking to work and back, trying to get at least 10,000 steps a day. So really happy with the amount of lean mass that I lost. It was not much at all. It's well below what people can see. And I would attribute that to my high protein diet, my low amounts of conditioning work, and my moderate to high amounts of actual weight training. If we scroll down a bit more, you can have a look at, would you look at this? Have a look at this. Oh my God. This is my first scan. This is why I love it, because you can just compare all of your scans. I was looking thick, boy. Hoo-wee. That was November last year. And like I said, I started this, that was about 113, 114 kilos. I started this process on January 1st when I was 117.8. So I was even fatter than that photo suggests, which is already pretty damn fat. Every single time you can see all my fat is really on my gut, my hips, and my legs. My arms are usually pretty lean. But even up in the traps and upper back, there's just less and less yellow and orange each time, which is great. So really happy with that. I love to see all of the comparisons there in the DEXA scans. I think that's really fun. As always, my bones, 3.9 standard deviations. Again, off the chart. Can't even see it because my bones, they're thick. They're some thick-ass bones, boy. Got some thick bones in this bad boy right here. Anyhow, that is the DEXA side of things. And while the camera's on me, I'm going to get something else primed and ready for you. And I know you've all been waiting for it. I know everyone that watches this is the part of the video that they jump to because you're a bunch of perverts. And I'm going to give the people what they want. I'm going to give the people what they want. It's the undie shots, guys. We're going to start, of course, with week 1. January 1st. Oh, it's not pretty, but it is what it is. Let me see if I can move this as well here. And you know what? I'm just going to take me out of here for now. All right. There we go. That right there is week 1, day 1, 117.8. Looking thick and chunky. And then we're going to, of course, go across to now what I looked like the morning of the DEXA scan. So there you go. There's some nice comparisons. Week 1, and this actually happened, I think, 2 days before the end of October. So this was 2 days short of 10 months, this process. Okay, it wasn't a quick process. Wasn't quick by any stretch of the imagination, but doesn't have to be fast. It just had to happen, which it eventually did. So 10 months it took me to get from here to here. Still sporting a wicked farmer's tan there because I walk to work and back most days. I've got a really tanned arms, legs, and neck, but my back and my upper thighs are white. Then I, of course, had to give you the side-by-side comparisons. Let's take this away because you got to get a good look here. I even put the same undies on. All right, so you could get a really good comparison. You know, they're the same pair, but they look so much better when I'm not filling them out with a thick ass booty. Anyhow, that is the side by sides, 10 months apart, and then it turns out my closet actually has pretty good lighting. So I went into the closet and I took some more photos. Well, I got my beautiful wife take some photos of me, and here we are. Hey, I've got some abs. Boom. All right. Now, again, I know it's not a raging six-pack, guys. All right? So this is at 9.36%. I still don't have a cracking six-pack. I've got a solid 4-pack there. All right? A solid 4-pack. The lighting helps a little bit. So, again, if you're one of those people that has a six-pack at 12%, we can't be friends anymore. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk to you. Just get out of my face. No. Everyone's going to look different at different percentages. Luckily, I have my DEXA scan to prove that I am sub 10%, which leads me to believe that really, if I wanted a ripping six-pack, I'd probably have to be more like 8% or less. Again, bodybuilders on stage, you're looking at about 4% body fat. That's incredibly low. They have to do some really insane dieting. This took me 10 months, this process. And the reason why it took so long was because I was in such bad shape at the start, right? I really let myself slide on this one. So I think what I'm actually going to be doing next is doing a 12-week bulk, a smart bulk. So I'm only going to aim to put on about 0.5% of my body weight per week for 12 weeks. So really I'll go from like mid-80s up to maybe 90 kilos. Okay, so not a big bulk at all. And then I'm going to do a 12-week cut and try to get even leaner than this, all right? I might make another video series to show you that one. But because I'm starting from such a better starting point, it's going to be so much easier. To maintain and not have to binge out. What I found on this one was because the whole process was so long, diet fatigue was kicking in a bit more. Like people would say, oh, is it really hard? The whole process wasn't that hard. It just took a long time. I still had fun meals, as you could see when I've posted like my fitness pals. I've weighed in every single day this year. Like my weight is up and down a lot, all the way down, because I would have cheat meals here and cheat days here, or a bad week where the weight would drift back up. So it wasn't like I was 100% strict for 10 months. If I was 100% strict, this whole process could have probably happened in about half this time. But again, that you wouldn't be having a fun life at all. It would literally just be diet. And that's not what this process was about. This process was about, can you do something with a little bit of moderation, still live your life, still do normal things, not do anything crazy, not do like 5 hours of cardio a day, just stuff that anyone can do. And I think that I showed that you can do that. It was through tracking my diet, tracking my calories, trying to stay on top of some good macros, general activity every day, moderate amount of gym workouts, and just trying to make smart choices. I am going to do a standalone video about this process, 30% to 10% body fat, where I'm going to go into sort of what I found, my top tips, everything like that. But for this video, we're done. All right? For this video, we're done. And there we have it. I think that's basically everything that I wanted to go over in this series. You've seen the DEXA scans. You've seen the before and after shots, getting all the way down to 10%. It's been done. I'm looking forward to doing a 12-week bulk, followed by another 12-week cut, and seeing if I can get even better condition. And I will be bringing you more content. So make sure you like and subscribe to the page. See you all next time. Sign it out. Last one. Road to 10% body fat. There.